Mitski does a great job at portraying the emotion of yearning. What songs back this statement up? Washing Machine Heart from the album Be the Cowboy, Your Best American Girl from the album Puberty 2, and Why Didn't You Stop Me from also the album Be the Cowboy. Some similar songs that show similar themes are I Want You from Retired from Sad, New Career in Business, and Strawberry Blonde from that same album. Despite this, I cannot cover them all. She's extremely talented. Please go listen to her. Starting off with Why Didn't You Stop Me? What in this song portrays the emotion of yearning? The title and the lyrics. The title itself is somewhat self-explanatory. The lyrics. The first lyric, I know that I ended it, but why don't you chase after me? The second lyric being, I look for a picture of you to keep in my pocket, but I can't seem to find one where you look how I remember. Let's dive into the first one. One obvious thing is that she's pushing the person away despite not wanting to. I think that the reason for this is she's yearning to be wanted by this person, however they aren't who she thinks they are. Let's dive into the metaphor she uses. In line 2, she says, I look for a picture of you to keep in my pocket, but I can't seem to find one where I look like how I remember. Not only is this a good example of her yearning to continue living in the past, but it shows the distortion of the past in her mind that is done in a way that is relatable as you go through grieving friendships or relationships. I think that this metaphor does a great job of portraying distorted memories and feelings towards a person. I think that everyone has detached or stopped talking to someone and realized their flaws that they might not have seen when being close with people. I think that a metaphor of the picture portrays this emotion. Her wanting the picture of them shows the yearning of the past. Let's look at our next song. Your Best American Girl. This song shows the yearning of POC to fit into the white American standard. A lot of the song uses straightforward language to convey this message through lyrics. How? One of his first lyrics did a good job of portraying this as the lyrics is, you're the sun, you've never seen the stars. And then when speaking about herself, an Asian American woman, she says, I'm not the moon, I'm not even the stars. I think that it does a great job of showing how important she feels in comparison to her white American partner as an Asian American woman. She states, your mother wouldn't approve of how my mother raised me, demonstrating the emotional disconnect she feels with her partner. Then she states, you're all an American boy. I guess I couldn't help trying to be your best American girl. This lyric, I think, ties it all together and tells the listener how she feels. The feeling being demonstrated, of course, is the initial emotional disconnect from her partner. This is due to the cultural difference. This alters the way she is perceived by herself and maybe even others. She is seen as less than her white American partner. This causes the feeling of yearning to fit in for their sake. Let's look at our last song. Washing Machine Heart. I feel as though the portrayal of yearning is for attention. I think that this lyric really points it out. This is where it states, though I've closed my eyes, I know who you pretend I am. She knows this person isn't genuinely into her, but she still continues because she likes the idea of them, aka their attention. In the end, she repeats 6 or so times the words, why not me, which I think puts emphasis on how she wants to be wanted. She wants attention, but she knows this is fake. I think that Mitski does a really great job at portraying emotions, and specifically the emotion of yearning, and I think that she does this in a very unique sense, because I think whenever we think of the emotion of yearning, whenever it comes to a song sense, we think of the stereotypical, oh, I want you, I want a lover, etc. And Mitski does have songs on this. There is, in fact, a song called I Want You by Mitski herself from the album Retired from Sad, New Career in Business. However, it still has a unique take because it shows a different perspective. However, I did not decide to cover this because I didn't feel as though it was very unique, and I didn't feel as though it was a very hard point to argue whenever it came to the emotion of yearning. Instead, I decided to choose songs that I think show a pretty unique perspective whenever it comes to the emotion of yearning. And what I mean by that is that in Your Best American Girl, she is yearning to fit in with her white American partner. She is yearning to fit in with their standard, with their family practices, as it's said, and she sees herself even as less than. And this is pointed out in a very clear and concise way, through metaphors, through the lyrics themselves, and I think that they're very straightforward, yet somehow they're very powerful. And I think that she also does a very great job at this in Why Didn't You Stop Me? Because I think the line about the picture, the one that I mentioned before, but I think in that line, she really does give an example that I think a lot of us have gone through that is very relatable, and just like not being able to recognize someone, even though you've seen them 1,000 times, they're an entirely different person to you once you've moved on. And I think that that is just a very powerful metaphor that she was able to use, and I think that she uses metaphors in a very clear and concise way. And what I mean by that is, for example, in Your Best American Girl, the sun and the moon example is very clear and concise. She's describing her white American partner, who she views as more, like, as worth more than her, as the sun, and then she describes herself as not even the moon, she's not even the stars, she's not anything special. And she thinks this because she doesn't fit into his standard. She doesn't fit into his family standard. And so I think that that just gives a more example as to how she really does provide a unique perspective whenever it comes to different subjects, because she is just very honest. And I think that is a very good trait in her music. But yeah, in conclusion, I do think that Mitski does a great job at portraying emotions regarding yearning. Thank you.